Boss fights offer some of the biggest challenges in gaming, and many games extensively showcase themselves with bosses that push players to the absolute breaking limit. However, some things do inevitably get looked over by the developers, and as such, players discover popular ways that can be used to cheese those hard-looking bosses, which can make them look ridiculously easy. Other times, developers intentionally put some secret strategies in place to reward those who have a keen eye for detail. Either way, without further ado, here are 15 such bosses who look daunting but are incredibly easy to take down with some creativity. Corrupted Monk, SEKIRO Shadows Die Twice. From Software's latest SEKIRO Shadows Die Twice is home to some of the most challenging bosses in all of gaming, although not all are created as equals. The Corrupted Monk, in its first incarnation, can be a pretty tough boss to take down by normal methods, but a bit of trickery is all that's needed to take him down in moments unnoticed. Just equip firecrackers on the prosthetic arm and then bait the monk to do a jump attack by circling around him. Once you hit him twice, throw down the firecrackers, which will stun him momentarily, allowing you to get in even more hits. Keep throwing those firecrackers one after the other, and the corrupted monk will be down in no time. Armor Spider, Demon Souls. Bluepoint Games' rendition of the PS3 classic has ironed out many issues with the original. However, there are still quite a few techniques that players can use to defeat otherwise tough bosses, such as the likes of the Armor Spider. As soon as you enter the fog gates, cling to the side of a crevice sticking out of the wall and equip your bow. The wall will block almost all of its attacks. Now, using the wall as a cover, keep shooting at the boss until it's dead. Of course, it's advisable to have a high damage bow and plenty of arrows before entering the boss's arena. Thresher Maw, Mass Effect 2. One of Mass Effect 2's loyalty missions sees players helping Grunt in his rite of passage, which involves this grueling boss fight. The Thresher Maw can be a hard boss to take down if you try to take him head-on using traditional strategies, but can be a breeze if you apply a little bit of cheese in your approach. As you enter the arena, you'll find a peculiar rock that you can comfortably hide behind. Of course, the boss's attack can't hit you there, so shoot freely until his gargantuan health bars are down. Yellow Devil, Mega Man. The Mega Man series is known for its unforgiving gameplay, which of course includes memorable yet daunting bosses. Yellow Devil is one such boss, who can be a major pain for those wanting to defeat him using traditional strategies. However, if you utilize the Elec Man's weapon, the boss fight can be over before you know it. As soon as the fight starts, hit him in the eye, and just as the shot hits the enemy, keep pausing and unpausing the game as rapidly as possible. Each time you do so, it counts as a hit, which makes the whole encounter a breeze. The Pursuer, Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is arguably the most divisive game in the Souls franchise, which can largely be attributed to the game's largely lackluster bosses. The Pursuer, however, doesn't fit into this criteria, as he is a pretty challenging boss who can take you down in moments unnoticed. However, if you take a look at the boss arena, the encounter can be done within under a minute if you use your surroundings to your advantage. As soon as you enter the fog gates, roll past his first attacks and sprint to the ballista that's located on the left side of the arena. Shoot it twice and the Pursuer is good as dead. GANDOHAR, Two Worlds. While Two Worlds itself might not have been the most critically or commercially acclaimed RPG, it does house a pretty hilarious cheese that allows players to essentially finish the game in a matter of few minutes. As you start the game, avoid the tutorial area across the grasslands to encounter the final boss. Of course, he can kill you in just a single hit, but if you manage to lure him to the village, it would spell imminent doom for him. As his firebolt hits the villagers, they all start to beat him to a pulp using their primitive tools. Given the fact that their damage output is pretty low, but they are invincible, it might be a while before Gandohar goes down, although he will go down nevertheless. Quiet, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Kojima's swan song, Metal Gear Solid 5, might not have the best boss fights in this series, but the fight with Quiet is certainly a challenging one to beat. Quiet is a sniper who will hit you the instant you move out of cover, and you have to crawl and make your way through the arena to capture her. However, Phantom Pain's open-ended approach allows for a multitude of cheese strategies, the most common and easiest of which to call in an item drop on Quiet's head, which will stun her. Keep doing the same process until she's down. Dancer of the Boreal Valley, Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 houses some of the most difficult Souls bosses fights in all of gaming, and Dancer of the Boreal Valley is no different. The boss gracefully dances all over the arena as it swirls and slashes two swords constantly, giving you a very small window of opportunity to cause damage. However, if you manage to get a hold of the Pestilent Mist spell, the fight can be cheesed with relative ease. On starting the fight, lure the boss towards the pillar which has a spiral staircase. Now, use your spell and keep luring the boss towards the spell to cause damage over time. Rinse and repeat the process until the boss is down. What makes this cheese worthwhile is also the fact that the Pestilent Mist spell can be used by most classes, making it sort of a one-size-fits-all strategy for beating bosses. General's Attack Helicopter, Just Cause 3. This final fight sees protagonist Rico come across a helicopter that carries General Sebastiano di Ravello. The boss arena is set against a volcanic crater and is certainly a challenging fight for those who decide to take it head on. However, those willing to get a bit creative with their strategies will find it a pretty easy way to get rid of the helicopter. Using your signature grappling hook, attach the helicopter to any rock in the crater, and then see the enemy go down in flames in moments unnoticed. Giant Centipede, Neo. Team Ninja's take on the Souls formula has garnered a lot of success both on critical and commercial fronts, which can largely be attributed to a great assortment of fast-paced and unforgiving boss fights in the game. The sentiment mostly stands true for the Giant Centipede as well, although you can easily defeat it with a little bit of cheese. As you start the fight, run up the ladder and do a jumping attack on the centipede's body to break its body from the middle. Now, do the same for the other remaining body parts and then scout out a golden magical crystal in the arena. You will find it near a stone pillar of sorts. Destroy the crystal, which will lure the boss towards you, and then keep rotating the pillar and keep whacking him to bring his stamina bar down. Now, keep slashing him until he's dead. In the odd case he manages to get an escape, rinse and repeat the process until the boss is done and dusted. KATAGAWA Ball, Borderlands 3. Gearbox Software's Borderlands series isn't the hardest when it comes to bosses, but certainly in-game and raid bosses can be a major pain to deal with if you aren't prepared with the perfect gear and strategies. The same is true for Borderlands 3's KATAGAWA Ball that can obliterate players thanks to his large health pool and heavy damage attacks. However, if you manage to get to the far end of the boss arena, you can hide behind some piping near the window, which gives you a great spot where the boss attacks can't hit you. Just press yourself against the piping to get a clear view of the boss, and keep hitting it until his shields and the final health bar is down. Ludwig, Bloodborne. The first boss of the Old Hunters DLC, Ludwig definitely makes the cut as one of the hardest bosses in the game. Getting the cheese method to work isn't so easy as it requires a co-op partner as well as a handful of specific items in the game. You'll need to get your hands on the Beast Blood Pellet, fire paper, and a whirligig saw. Use the consumables at the start of the fight and ask your buddy to engage the boss head on. Get at the boss's back and use the whirligig saw's alternative attack to keep dealing massive amounts of damage. The process can be a bit tricky to nail down, especially in the second half of the fight, but it's by far the easiest way to defeat this one hell of a boss. The End, Metal Gear Solid 3. The Metal Gear Solid games are known for having some absolutely ludicrous bosses, and the eccentric nature of the games allows for equally ludicrous methods for defeating such bosses. The End can be a difficult boss to take down, although you can easily do it if you have the right tools. As you reach the Ponazor's south area, keep swimming until you reach a junction. First, turn left, which will lead you to the Bonjour's west area. Dispatch the enemy guards around the entrance of the area, and finally enter the locker room, which houses a sniper rifle. Go back to the junction, and this time move towards the north, which will lead you to an enemy base. Equip your sniper at the start of the fight, and aim at the end. Fire off a couple shots to his head, which will spell his demise. In this way, the boss fight won't even happen, and instead of facing the end, you'll need to fight a few Gru soldiers. Capra Demon, Dark Souls 1. While the Capra Demon isn't the most viciously dangerous boss in the game, defeating him is certainly a challenge thanks to the almost claustrophobic arena. He also has 2 dogs who will stun you if their hits connect, and of course, healing or dealing wide sweeping attacks is a major exercise in pain. However, the area above the fog gate is open, and with some targeting practice, you can defeat the boss without stepping a foot in the arena. Just stand under the bridge, which is located near the entrance, and aim your shoulders to line up with the boundaries of the fort walls on the left corner. Now, lob any 3 throwables, throwing knives, dung pie, or fire bombs in sets of 3 to deal huge damage to the boss. Once done with the set, rinse and repeat until the demon is down. Iron Golem, Dark Souls. This final hurdle before an Orlando can be a pain to deal with, as the gargantuan golem deals huge damage with its blows and grabs. Of course, there's also the boss arena, which can be equally treacherous to tread, as a missed dodge or roll can cause you to fall to your death. However, using some clever trickery, you can actually cause the boss to fall down to its own death. Get in a few hits until its health drops to around, 70%, then lure him to do a jump towards the edge. Now, poke at his feet until he gets groggy. Then keep hitting continuously, which will cause him to fall down the arena, ending the fight in an instant. And that brings us to the end of this video. A quick request before we conclude: we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all your notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.